Distinction of Iissiidiology conceptions about energy centers from the similar conceptions of Eastern knowledge. Tell me, please, how do you differentiate conceptions about energy centers in Eastern or Western philosophic and esoteric knowledges from the same ones in the Iissiidiology view? Iissiidi centers differ from chakras, which are explained and practiced in yoga and other teachings. Firstly, they differ in that Iissiidi centers are considered just in pairs. That is one of the basic differences. They function together. That means the following. Let the first and second centers function not separately. Indian philosophy considers every center separately. That is, the Muladhara is apart from the other centers. Svadhisthana, the Manipura, the Anahata, and the Vishuddha, etc. In Iissiidiology, these centers go by different names. There are not so much other names, but these are the cosmic codes for the centers. If we meditate on them, it is possible to understand their meaning and to obtain the vast amount of information about every center, its functionality, realization, causal channels which structure it, about the factor axes which structure these causal channels, and provide interrelations between no time continuum and space-time continuum. In other words, between a person and his self-consciousness. There, in Iissiidiology, are descriptions of the interaction principles between pairs of centers. That is, between the first one, Arglamuni, and the second one, Inglimilesa. Between Orlactor, the third center, and Aglilia, the fourth one, though the order does not matter. There is not such strict placement in our configuration of these centers. No strict snap to any exact place in the body, as it is depicted and explained in the Indian philosophy or other teachings. The fact is that to define these centers to various places, such as to specific organs, is highly conditional. That means that interaction by every organ is supported. For instance, if there is a snap to the endocrine system and the endocrine glands, we know each gland is provided with ties to any of the centers by very close interrelations with definite regions in the brain. For instance, if it is a matter of the Arglamuni center, the synonym for Muladhara, so to a great extent, the center is supported by the pancreas, its functions, and functions of the suprarenal cortex. In their turn, the latter are provided with the activity of the hypothalamus and the hypophysis through the brain. How could it be possible to refer to the activity of this center, or to any of the brain regions, especially together with the second center in Inglimilesa or the Svadhisthana? It is also supported with a part of the suprarenal cortex, with the gonadal pituitary hypothalamic axis, and with other brain regions. Where we should refer to any center, we need to consider them by the essence of their psychic reactions. The cause of the reaction takes place throughout the organism, in its entirety, its various regions which are connected closely with each other and cannot function separately.
функционировать раздельно. Сюда же накладывается
The cardiovascular, urogenital, and immune systems are actively involved into these interactions.
с иммунной системой. То есть вот в пятом томе
Thus, in the fifth volume
расписываются эти
of Fundamentals of Iissiidiology, I depict in details all of these interrelations among the first pair of centers. This is the difference. Yet, the foremost difference is how the centers interact with each other in pairs to provide synthesis of features of our Luvumecheski, or real human, developmental direction. That is, one of the kind of centers fulfills the functions of the source of all love, all wisdom features, which are involved into our synthesis scheme. Another kind of center is the source for the supply and processing of all will, all intelligence features. These features, these informational qualities, have to be synthesized thoroughly to be subsequently projected into functionality of the superior centers, or Laktor and Aglilia, or Manipura and Anahata. That supports the further synthesis, the elongation of this process, which plays the significant role in making decisions by a person. That is, if the person focuses on activity of the first pair of centers, these are some kind of decisions. Basically, they reflect the influence of the collective unconscious by focused dynamics of the person, of the personalized self-consciousness. By synthesis in the second pair of centers, the influence of the collective subconscious starts to play the significant role. Yet, that means something quite different from what psychologists mean by the collective unconscious, or unconscious at all. Thus, by further improvement to the levels of the superconscious, the ultraconsciousness, the superconsciousness, and the praconsciousness, the evolution of collective intelligences occurs, particularly in the forms of self-consciousness, who we mean by humans.